Good evening, NTU President Adam Marcoux coming live from my dining room. My office has been moved. I've been kicked out of the living room and sent to be by myself in the dining room. Actually, special thanks to my wife too for agreeing to allow my office to stay upstairs and not be in the dungeon. The board just concluded there were no votes tonight. There was a motion to make a change to the school calendar relevant to the proposed district plan. That motion was tabled pending public comment Wednesday night. So the board is meeting at 5:30 Wednesday night for specifically for public comment, and then it is expected the board will vote on this plan in some form Wednesday night. As you may have seen, I saw the draft of this reopening plan Friday, not because it was sent to me as a task force member, but because it had been posted on the district website. Once the board received it, it became a public document. I have expressed my displeasure that the task force did not get to review that document ahead of time. Um, Members of the NTU, you'll be getting an update from me once I'm done this video, and you'll see the I'm calling it my thesis of questions and comments that I have that have come from the executive board, from the board of directors, and from members across the district with concerns, questions, comments around all scopes of things. I left tonight having more questions than I did when I started, um, and I think that's okay. Questions are good, comments are good, concerns are good. Because if we don't ask them or say them, then we don't know them. The other thing I want to encourage members to do, um, please don't assume that I've heard the concern or question or comment already. Because today, out of all the emails, 3 came in and there were things that had not been brought up yet by anyone. So please don't hesitate to email me. I will get back to you as soon as possible. There may be some delays in that with the meetings and such that I have going on now. So just please be patient with me. So my list of those questions and such that I just mentioned have gone to the board already and to the task force. I haven't had any response yet, and that's okay. It's only Monday. I sent them last night at like 9:30. And I do have a second list already started. I call it questions version 2.0 because I'm so original with my naming of documents. And that's already 2 pages long. So um, keep them coming. I know there's a lot of questions, a lot of concerns. We don't know what's happening. We're concerned about educating students. We're concerned about being safe. We're concerned about kids being home by themselves if we do a hybrid or remote. We're concerned about kids falling behind. We're concerned about the technology and lack thereof for many of our students. One thing that wasn't mentioned tonight that I'm critically concerned about, I think I just put words together that shouldn't have, but that's okay. Um, Food wasn't mentioned specifically in the meeting. It was mentioned on a slide, if you caught it, that food service would be open. I don't know what that means. And I know that's going to lead to questions, well, will food service workers have their job? And that's going to lead to questions, will paraeducators have their job? So one thing that I can say about paras is that as all the positions for paras are still being posted and people are being hired as we speak. So that says to me that more than likely we're going to have paraeducators working with us. I'm please let me. I'm not guaranteeing anything right now because I don't know. I have questions. I have a lot of contracts to go through and make sure everything is covered. But that's my feeling that we will be utilizing paraeducators like we have been. I know that secretaries have questions. I know that hourly employees have questions. I know that teachers have questions. I know that there is a bazillion questions. So keep them coming. We will do our best to get them answered. I'm hoping that as we start to get answers to questions, we can build an FAQ page, either with the district or on our own page, so that before you send them, once we're able to build that, as we get answers, you can go there first, and hopefully your question will be answered. The other thing, you all have unique situations. So if you need advice or questions on your contract, or does this apply to me, or this is what I was told, or this is the rumor, please just send me an email or call the office and leave a message for me. I'm happy to address all of that with you as it's happening. And make sure you get the best information that I can give you. I'm having a total ADHD moment. I can't see the comments that are being posted on the sheet like I usually can. So I hope you're not, if you're commenting, sorry, I can't see them because they're not there, and I don't know why. So I'm going to see if I can see them on the other page. I'm going to open up another thing, so just bear with me. In a not funny moment that is just so typical of what we're all dealing with. So the Concord Public Schools were supposed to have their meeting tonight to discuss their plan. And I'm not laughing because it's funny, because it's not funny. It's terrible. They couldn't get their technology to work, which is so typical, right? Now they can understand what we deal with when our technology doesn't work. And they were, of course, we're being observed at that time, and they're like, "Oh, how come this listen didn't work right?" Well, because, um, you know, technology happens and doesn't work all the time. Oh yeah, look, there are all the questions on the other page that I couldn't see. These are great. Oh, now I'm seeing myself delayed. When there's a tape delay, I can see that over here. Are you going to get the chance to ask all those questions? Well, I have sent them. If you are asking questions in the chat, please, if you want an answer to them, the best thing would be to send me an email, because I'm trying to keep track, and as you can see, I'm focused on myself over here because I can see myself talking, but I'm delayed on my other screen. So let me see if I can go through some of these questions real quick. How many teachers were looking for early retirement? That was surprisingly small. I think it was 38 total. Are teachers working from home, or the classrooms during remote learning? My understanding is that you are working from home during the remote learning. So, but that's a question on my list. Deb, thank you. I am trying to pin down Jello. Good luck with that, right? Are they hiring more paras to sub for teachers? I don't know. I don't think so, because they can't find people. But subs are a major concern for us on a good day, let alone when we're dealing with this right now. What about shelter in place, lockdown, fire drills, all that stuff? That came up. It's on a list already. I don't know. That's a scary thing to think about on a good day. Ventilation systems in classrooms without windows. You are on the list of concerns. So we have that for you. I never thought to ask about food service workers. How does it work in this confusion? I'm not exactly sure yet, but they are on my list of people. I'm meeting with their negotiating team next week. I'm meeting with all 4 negotiating teams between this week and next week, and the board of directors and the executive board and the superintendent. I love Zoom. Oh, my friend Deb House, vice president of the NTU, is reading all of these as we speak too. So she's trying to get some answers for us. Are all pairs working with remote learning? I don't know the answer to that yet, but we will make sure it is on your list. on our list. The professional development that they're proposing, I believe, the question is it in person or remote? My understanding is it's going to be remote. How much wine should I buy for Wednesday? This is a judgment-free zone. You know, you do you. What about teachers who do not teach and are full-time case managers? We will add that to the list too. Yeah, to our UA friends, especially at the elementary level, moving from classroom to classroom. One of our UA teachers at the elementary level sent an outstanding, thoroughly, thoughtfully written letter to the board about that. So I have stolen her questions and added them to my list as well. Are all snow days going to be remote? To be determined. Right now, contractually, we'd have to look at that. But it's something I think we could talk about. Let's be honest, everything we can talk about. You know, let's have a discussion and make it work. I can't answer questions on the survey for the parents because I'm not in charge of that. Do we know if paper is going to be allowed? These are things that we would never ever have thought about asking questions like that. They are time, so I don't know if paper is going to be allowed. Who knows? I'll ask. It's going on the list. Is there money set aside in the budget for sneeze guards barriers? Yes, those plastic partitions are on the list. How many they're getting and where they're going, I don't know, but they are being purchased. VPNs for staff working at home. I'm told those are quite expensive, and having to issue one to every staff member, I guess, is not cost effective. How are we addressing staffing shortages that might occur with the hybrid? Yeah, I've asked the questions and don't have the answers. So I think I actually put that in 3 different spots because it needed to be asked. According to information this evening, the list of things for COVID-related leaves, etc., are being based on the CDC guidelines. I can't comment any more on that because I haven't been involved in what the director of HR has said or hasn't said to individuals. So they are using the CDC guidelines according to what was presented tonight. If you are looking for accommodations because of your at-risk status or you have a pre-existing condition, you do need to fill out the ADA form that HR will send to you if you ask for it for reasonable accommodations. According to what was shared tonight, the accommodations under the federal laws do not extend to if your family has pre-existing conditions, only to yourself. But we do have other leaves in the contracts that we can discuss if you need to. All right, so a lot of these questions I'm reading right now are on the list already, and we are working to get them answered. As I said, we will work to create a frequently asked question. Help me out here. Frequently asked question post for you all to see and make sure that we publish that for you. Oh, look, someone just posted that if you have a BMI over 30, you're considered at a high risk for COVID, according to the CDC. So here's the CDC link that the HR department is using to determine. We don't know how, when we move from 25% occupancy to 50% occupancy is going to be decided. It was very frustrating because that question continues to be asked, and a lot of people want to know, and I don't blame them. I want to know too. And one of the comments was, we have that under control. And we have, so why don't you just give us the protocol so we know? And if it's not done, that's okay. I get it. It needs to be finished, and it's still a moving document and lots of stakeholders, but that's a big question for people. So, so there we have it. Please do not send me direct messages on Facebook with questions or the NTU Facebook page. Please email them to me, president@nashuatu.org, president@nashuatu.org. I'm not the only one that monitors and moderates the NTU page, and I have a file and a list in a way that I'm organizing everything, so please help me out with that. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. It's Monday. Take a deep breath, everyone. We will get through this somehow together. We all know that it's going to be an exhausting process. Things are going to be different. Things are going to be hard. Things are not going to be normal. And we have a lot of questions, a lot of anxiety. And that's okay. As soon as I have answers to questions, we will post them, send them out as fast as we can, so you know. And we will go from there. All right, you know how to get me if you need me. And we will go from there. All right, have a great night, everyone. Talk to you on Wednesday, maybe from my happy place, maybe from my dining room, maybe from the dungeon. Good night, everyone.